You had Sony execs, with 7-figure salaries come out talking about 1080p makes you a better goddamn gamer. Phil's a great guy. Phil should be out there talking about 4K will make you a better goddamn Christian.
I have heard that they are going with 4K makes you a better Christian. So
thank you, Christ, for allowing all this awesome stuff to happen.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man.
What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for joining us. BGST. I had not actually had a chance to hear that intro yet, but that is pretty damn cool. Thanks, Chris, for that. That's yeah, I can imagine now people are going to be like, man, look at that BGST, man. They're wild. But yeah, we're back, and it is Sunday night, so hopefully you guys are all kicked back and ready to enjoy. I don't know, is there a Game of Thrones tonight, Chris?
Yo.
Is there
what?
Is
there a Game of Thrones tonight?
Oh, yes, there is Game of Thrones.
Okay, I thought so. Like, I'm not caught up on all that stuff, but I just wanted to.
You're not into Game of Thrones?
Never seen it.
Look, I forgot you sit down and pee. Weirdo. Listen, before we start today's show, I'd like to give a shout out to the guys that follow the Patreon. I told you guys I would shout you out at the beginning of the show. Sean Davis, Jesus. Here we go. I'm sorry. Be back. John Davis, King, David, Gary Lee, and Soldier Effect. Shout out to you guys for following the Patreon, and I'll be reaching out to you guys with other stuff I got going on. Shout out to you guys.
That stuff? Because you should link that stuff right below there, Z, when you start your room.
Where? Link it where?
In your description, bro.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go back in there. I'm gonna put it in there.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, go ahead.
No. I'm just saying. Yeah, the Patreon is up. I got a lot of stuff that I'm working on just in the back. Get down, support what we're doing, and we're gonna have some fun with this shit here. And and some huge giveaways. I got some free stuff. I got some free AAA games.
Oh,
I got
free stuff. My inner
I got Forza Horizon 3. I got Mafia 3. I got Destiny. I got Battlefield 1. I got a whole bunch of codes here. Tekken 7. I got a bunch of codes that were given to me. So
I hear that Tekken is trash though.
But yeah, we got everybody here. We got Chris Steele back here. He's got an open door, man. In case you guys didn't know, anytime he can make it. He's able to come in and be a part of it. You guys have given us good feedback on him, so welcome back, Chris.
Yes, thanks again for having me back. Thanks for the open door policy. I've been doing these intros now for my shows, Xbox Uncut, and now BGST, but I kind of want to make it a little bit more interactive. As you guys can tell, it's kind of like the intro will kind of like be like the line of the show. So if any BGST fans out there listen to the show and think, fuck, that would make a great quick little line for the intro, hit me up at Mr. Chris Steele on Twitter, and then let's make it interactive for the fans.
In other words, he's saying, listen for my voice and whatever quote I say that you really that shit.
Listen,
right?
I could have put myself in there a couple of times, but no, I've never put myself in the intros as far as like Xbox Uncut or shit like that. But
Yeah, I agree 100%. And we got a couple people returning. We got Xbot. He's back from the woods.
Yeah. Yo, mosquito bite free. My whole family got bit up like crazy. I came out. I don't know if I got it must be the oil in my veins being a bot or whatnot, but they didn't bite me whatsoever. So I'm back. I'm 110% and I'm ready to go, guys.
Oh, exactly, man. Exactly. And we've got also back from like what, multiple week vacations. Diva K Mega.
Hashtag K Diva.
That's all right. You know what I'm saying? I got my Medi Petty. Got massaged by the most beautiful women off of a motherfucking beach or a lakeside out here in Oklahoma. We are doing it live. And I'm glad to be back. I'm refreshed. I hear all this trash about they talk about the mighty Tekken. You know what? I'm so calm. I'm so cool and chill, man. It's all about talking about these games. Fuck the haters. Let's go. Hey, and hold on. Let me say this though. I like that intro, but you fucked up because I didn't hear my voice anywhere.
I knew it.
In a couple weeks.
No, you were in the first one, bro.
I didn't even hear it. You know what I'm saying? I got to hear it. When K Diva has arrived, I want to hear my voices.
I mean, all right, I got them on demand, but it's up to the guys.
Yo, look, fuck that. I'm the most defiant person on this panel. You do it and got to be done immediately.
Yo, guys.
Listen to that shit. K Diva is in the building.
Yo,
look,
guys, check
you
it
see
out.
this little pink background? You know it's K Diva time. Let's go.
Yo, Vega, check this out. Yo, guys, see the reason why he was getting those massages on his 2-week vacation is because they saw that icon and they thought he was gay, man. So they had that comfort zone to be able to get close to him. You see what I'm saying?
They thought that was that 10K wanky. No, bro. No, man.
Well, hey, well, to get into some slightly gaming topics.
Oh yeah, that's what it's about, right?
It's good to be back, though, man. I'm glad to be back, of course, man.
You know what? I want to jump right into this stuff, man. Crackdown 3 got shown off at Comic-Con. We got some more information. Terry Crews was there. John Goff, he's the Spawn writer, was a Halo writer. He actually wrote the Crackdown 3 story. So that's very exciting news that they announced at Comic-Con as well. We got some new gameplay footage. I don't know why they did the footage on DualShockers guy channel. It looked like it was capped with the potato. Like the footage itself is very compressed compared to what we've seen otherwise. So, but otherwise, man, I've been hearing everybody's like, man, that the game looks good. It sounds good. Very excited for it. To me, I like what I'm seeing of it. It looks like it's going to be Crackdown 1 like times 10 for the single player, and then of course the multiplayer is going to be fantastic as well.
I'll say this. Last week, I said that I was a little worried. And then everything that we saw like towards the end of this week with the screenshots of Terry Crews, the gameplay, it's got me pumped again. Yeah. What they showed at E3 and to what they showed this weekend is night and day.
I agree 100%. I was I never really wavered. I was super excited. I think the main problem that Xbox exclusives have are that they're Xbox exclusives, and people just don't like that for whatever fucking reason. Which is a real goddamn shame, if you ask me. But and Xbox dudes are harder on Xbox games than any other platform favor. That if anybody has a favor,
Xbox guys are harder on Xbox games than other.
They're fucking way harder, dude. You don't see.
That's a good thing, crap.
No. There's a good thing to be like, I don't know, but it's a bad thing. The level of hate that some of these Xbox
here's the thing. There's one thing of being critical or hating. You know what I mean? I don't see any Xbox guys hating on it.
Oh, dude, I'm seeing a lot of hate.
Well, here's the thing. I'm starting to get into Halo now. I've never been a big, huge Halo fan. I've always stated it, but I given my, I don't, I'm not really, listen, this is what I mean by this. The reason why I say that's not really that big of a deal is because I always looked at Xbox fans of having standards or and this was not to coin the whole term Sony pony, because I always felt like Sony fans took whatever Sony threw at them, or Nintendo guys, whatever, Nintendo throws at them, you got to have 2 terabyte hard drives, whatever, to have voice chat. And they were just fine with that, you know what I mean? So again, because maybe it's the demographic of the Xbox, a little older, a little bit more mature work, you know what I mean? And I don't see nothing wrong, like I said, with voicing their opinion, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not talking about the Debbie Downers, not those guys. So it's coming from a true perspective, an Xbox fan. Like, look, I know last week we talked. I mean, you brought it up last week. We talked about Comic-Con, right? You said Microsoft is going to show the Xbox One X, or they were having something at Comic-Con. You know what I mean? Unless I missed it.
They did. No, I said that they're going to show Crackdown 3 at Comic-Con.
Oh no! I just thought
they had a panel there.
No, I was talking about remember I was like, they need to start advertising this thing right now. They need to, to get the how you say the propaganda machine rolling. You know what I mean? And you was like, I didn't know anything about the Comic. I know Comic-Con is huge, but they had the floor there at the Comic-Con. You know what I mean? And I didn't, unless I missed it, and I pray to God that Crackdown that wasn't on the Xbox One X. I didn't see anything. Ain't nothing. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, you're the only game people there that I know of. I didn't know if Sony or Nintendo was there. You guys got the floor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It was an inside job or what?
Well, talking about, I'm not understanding what you're talking about. Like what they showed, it was.
What I'm saying is this: they had a little presser, right, or whatever they had.
They had a panel for the game.
Huh?
Yeah, they had a.
or whatever it was. You know, what I mean, we saw it on Mixer.
Yeah.
They should have been again because Comic Con that reaches out to a whole different demographic, right? They should have they should have had the Xbox One X. Basically, what I'm saying, should have had a heavy presence at Comic Con.
Well, how can they have a heavy presence for a console that hasn't been approved by the FCC and isn't for sale yet?
Well,
it's not a controlled event like E3, bro.
Was it at E3?
What's that?
Was it?
No, I said right. No, I was agreeing with you, crap.
No.
Oh yeah. It's what I'm saying is it's not a big event like E3, so you can't have just a bunch of Xbox One X's all over the place. You know, they brought the X because they can't. It's not a gaming event. That's controlled by.
Here's the thing, what I'm saying, the space that they rented, right? Because I've been to a Comic Con before, the Jacob Daviston, and that's why I got my hands on the 360 back in 2005. They're a little small space, I understand, and you know us, the people that sat there, got to get a chance to get their hands on it. But you know what I mean? What I'm saying is this: they should be pounding that home. Whether it passed the FCC, that don't mean anything. They're not selling it.
What are they supposed to pound home?
They have a new console coming out.
Okay, but they have a new console coming out that you cannot pre-order yet. So it's like farting in the wind.
Wow.
Like let's get everybody hyped up for this console, and then they're like, where can we get it? Oh, you can't fucking pre-order yet for about another month.
The FCC just approved it this week.
Yeah,
So,
and it's just going to take a little amount of time after that for that to actually all kind of run its course and what it has to do. So
this is something that a lot of people and that's what I was saying on the podcast.
About the show. A lot of people don't even know the Xbox One X is coming out.
Well, I know that
everybody knows it's coming out.
Everybody's coming out, but it's just the thing of that. I don't think that they can really truly advertise something if it's not approved by the FCC. They could get penalized by that.
No, that's not true.
I'm just saying. I mean, like if you can't get the game to be pre-ordered yet because the FCC is not going to allow. You know, what I'm saying it hasn't approved it yet. Then well, if it's approved now, and then it can start getting into start spreading it out and letting everybody know about it now. But beforehand, remember these things are rehearsed. They already had to set up everything that they had to set up. So I understand that you may have concerns of it graphically, but this is the thing that I got to ask you, Z. Hold on. Okay, we're talking about a game that's shell shaded, right? Okay, tell me a graphical behemoth shell shaded game that's out there. Any of them.
The only one that people can say that they come up with all the time is Borderlands, and Borderlands.
Hold on. Zelda Breath of the Wild is cell shaded. Borderlands is cell shaded.
Right, but is it on the same realm of Horizon Zero Dawn or any of these other games?
You never heard anyone say that Zelda looks bad graphically. You know what I mean?
Well, no.
They won't because it's Nintendo.
Actually, when they went with Zelda Wind Waker on the GameCube, people did say that.
Okay,
they didn't like the graphical stuff. But yeah, there is.
Let me say this last statement. Maybe you can understand what I'm saying then. Okay. You already see that, Crackdown, whether the hate that has been getting in the public, whether it's warranted or not, right? My thing is, it's common sense, even like as far as, what's the common practice of the business, that you show the games in the best light possible.
I don't think it's going to, aside from having a higher resolution on the X, I don't think there's going to be a big difference simply because of the art style.
Higher
textures,
the 4K assets, textures and the shaders is also.
Yeah, but what Craps is saying with that type of cell shading, and it's not really cell shading. The Don did an awesome video on this. It's kind of it's like 10 steps above cell shading. Is what
basically what you're saying is that the Xbox One X is going to look identical to the Xbox One S.
It's gonna be you're gonna have maybe different lighting, which means a lot because
you'll probably have better draw distances too in the Xbox One X.
I mean,
Chris, maybe you may be the only rational one here, right? But guys, you don't
probably not.
Chris was the one that was downing on that game last week, and now he's excited for it.
I admit it. I was kind of not shitting on it, but I was a little down on it.
Yeah.
Show the game in the best light possible way. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they should have showed it on the Xbox One X.
But it doesn't matter because I think a lot of people were very excited about what they saw.
And also, if they were showing it on the S is available now, and people can go out and buy it now. They can see that game and say, "Fuck, I want to play that game. I don't have an Xbox One S." Go out and buy an S, and then for $200, $250, come November, they can pick up Crackdown 3 and not have to worry about spending it.
Crackdown comes the same day as the Xbox One X.
Right.
They lost in day and date together.
Yo, see, let me break this down real quick. Yo, dude, I understand what you're saying, and you know, in a perfect world, they would have used the X to show it all off and everything like that. But what is really going on with this title? I call it quantum break syndrome. All right, what's going on is somebody is taking the littlest thing from this game. They're not focusing on the true benefits, the absolute destruction of the multiplayer, how big the world is in the single player. It's 2 times as big, and that's going from left to right to up to down. The tallest building is 2 times taller than the original Crackdown map. Stuff like that, stuff that a gamer will really get excited about. And what are we talking about? Oh, that game looks like a 360 game. Like, oh my God.
By the way, I went back and disproved that because I have just played through Crackdown 1 recently on 360. So I had a bunch of footage I had capped, and then I took screenshots and posted that on Twitter. The game looks about 20 times better than the fucking 360 game.
It's a huge step up from what was going on with the 360. And what is going on is there's people out there that have that agenda. All of a sudden you see this innovative Xbox exclusive, right? And they're looking for ways to tear it down. They put the seeds into the social media. They let the fanboys run with it. And then before that, even and before you know it, even the diehard like Xbox fans are all of a sudden saying, well, yeah, no, that does look kind of bad graphically. Like, I heard it over here. Like, no, it's not the case. You know, when it comes to a game, first of all, graphically, it's going to look beautiful. It's going to be like a living comic book. You're going to see detail within the cell shading that you've probably never seen before. Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to blow Borderlands, the new Borderlands, out the water anyway, right?
Well, yeah, dude, 100% destruction on the multiplayer, 4-player co-op. That's fucking sweet.
The actual gamer features, that destruction, how big the city is, for anybody who has played Crackdown, one of the really fun things to do is to actually try to get to the highest point of that the highest skyscraper and then find your way down and stuff like that, hunting the orbs, you know, building up your strength, building up your weapons, building up your explosions, all that good stuff. And that's all in there, and it's all in there on steroids.
Yeah.
All right,
Well, let me make this point. Okay. What is Persona 5 looked up as? Is it looked up as a graphical behemoth, or is it looked out about the gameplay and the story? Which one?
I think I would say story, because that game looks like a fucking Vita game. You know.
Well,
what
it's
I
on
mean?
it's on the PS3, so of course, it's
that's
going to
true.
be graphically strong. So if you're going to have people that's going to stand firm and say that Persona 5 is one of those games that's going to be a candidate for Game of the Year, but then yet you're going to knock Crackdown, which we know that once that game gets out, it's going to look better because it's not going on old hardware. So therefore, except for the S, and the S is more powerful than the PlayStation 3. So the thing to me is that, you know, if it's a huge, what'd you say? What'd you say? Oh no, the picture's trash. Look, I didn't make this. I didn't make this garbage. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make it. Some troll made it. All day was showing these weird ass pictures that some PlayStation fanboys that don't like me was out there trying to make fun of me. And I've seen this picture and I thought it was funny. You know what I'm saying? I don't smoke cigarettes and I don't wear a damn cowboy hat. But they
but your picture says you do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't. You know what I'm saying? So I just like, you know, I'm just going to troll it for a week.
If you did smoke, you'd roll them up in your sleeve like that.
Roll them up. I roll them up in my sleeves and I smoke Marlboro. Get the hell out of here. But regardless, it's so troll that did it. So I'm just like, hey, look, this is really actually promoting Graphics God, because Graphic God know how to make a fucking picture. This shit right here is back to the swap meet. Whoever made this, pick your weight up, bro. Pick your weight up and do better. But that's okay. All right. But anyway, that's the only thing my point was about, is that, look, if people pick and choose to want to go after Xbox games because they just don't like them, Crackdown looks good to me. And that's all that should matter. If it looks good to you, and if you're familiar with the way that the game played in the first one, and it's fun, pick it up. This is not supposed to be a graphical behemoth. This is supposed to be a different type of game with a huge open world, and hopefully that the online will deliver. You know what I'm saying? If those things don't come to fruition, then you have a reason to bitch.
Answer your question.
Go ahead.
Would you prefer to see the Xbox One X there?
What?
Would you have preferred to see the Xbox One X at Comic-Con? Or some type of mention of it?
Yeah, but like I said, you keep on stressing.
It's not a, well, first of all, just, and I'll let you finish. I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's not a gaming event. First of all, it's
but listen,
Comic-Con is huge, but it's not for it's not a gaming event.
Entertainment, they go hand in hand. You know what I mean? You know,
right.
You see movie stuff at E3, you see video game shit at Comic-Cons, and I mean, it's been going on for years. It's nothing new. And again, you know, and those same people.
I'm not understanding what your like real complaint is, because what the main thing that
It's like you have a new console, a console.
okay, but it's not a gaming event, and
that don't matter, man. When it comes, I see what Z is saying, man. When it comes,
can you explain it to me? Because I'm not getting it. Like,
when
look,
it comes to
every single executive should have an
Xbox One X in their back pocket. They should be promoting it wherever they go, whatever event they're in, and they should put it out there. Put it out there for everybody to see. Everybody
every time you're in the public.
No matter where you are, if the venue is a comic book venue or if it's a gaming venue, I could see that, and I feel that Z is right to that extent, but I don't think it's as big of a deal right now as you know what Next Gen is saying.
Okay,
I see exactly what you're saying.
When I say it's a big deal, because guess what, everyone here is on board with getting it right. Everyone is there, right?
Yeah.
But the same thing I see with Nintendo is that you have to appeal outside of your demographic. You know what I mean? You got the whole kitty witty shit on lock. Okay, fine, we're there. They're gonna buy that shit day one, right? But you have to appeal outside of your demographic, okay? Every time I don't give a fuck if you're speaking at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle, you have a public event, you have something new that's coming out. You know what I mean? Something more powerful that's coming out. Like, I mean,
not gonna. Well, it's not, dude. It's like I said though. It wasn't really it's not an Xbox event. Comic-Con, what that is they had the panel, the developers and the stars and the writer, and they do interviews. That's what it is.
Okay, well,
and then they have a little room set up where they had some stars come in and play the games. I mean, they brought you know what I'm saying.
Okay, listen to this crap. Okay, maybe you may understand like this, right? You showed it on the Xbox One S, right? You're not mistaken.
What they showed it on.
Okay, fine. Why not show it on the X?
I don't know that they didn't show it on the X.
If they did, my God, that game looked like shit. Then,
dude. Well, first of all, you're talking about YouTube videos, which are very compressed.
On a 4K television with HDR on Mixer.
Yeah, but you're still talking about compressed images, not a live feed. So there's a bit of a difference there. Also, what you have to realize is the new screenshots that we released are from an actual. I don't know if I posted some in the BGST chat. They're gorgeous. They look absolutely amazing.
And then also D-Batch even showed something on his video showing actual gameplay. But, you know, from what I've seen from the game, from watching countless videos and things, I didn't see the stream. The only thing that I seen was earlier somebody on Twitter was posted something where the cars was doing some weird shit or whatever. There was some kind of glitch in the game. But graphically, the game looks okay to me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't expecting Crackdown to look like you know, so like Final Fantasy 15. I wasn't expecting that because it's shell shaded. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna look like a comic book of Final Fantasy 15 because that's the way the art style is.
Right.
It's just getting hate. It's getting hate for being an Xbox. It is. And look, here's the thing, right? When you're a Sony fan and your biggest game for the rest of the year is NAC 2 and Gran Turismo Sport, you're gonna find shit to hate on. They can't hate on Forza Motorsport 7 because that would be just fucking stupid. You know what I mean? How could you there's nothing to hate on there. Yeah, hey, man, those physics in the cars look too realistic. There's too much vehicles. 700. Who needs that many?
Forza 7 sexist. There's no women drivers.
Forza 7 does have women drivers though.
Oh, so it's not sexist.
No, it has. You can pick women or men. That's they got everything covered. Yeah.
Now, can GT Sport allow you to change your sex?
I don't know, but I know that it has a terribly low amount of cars on there. In fact, Turn 10 just announced 100. I think that was more than GT Sport has in total. So, and there's going to be over 700. So that's going to be interesting. They can't really pick on that, so they pick on Crackdown. Now, this is what I look at, right? Crackdown 1, 83 on Metacritic. Just a big kind of co-op, open world, fuck shit up, throw cars, non-realistic, fun, mindless, collect orbs game, right? We're getting that times 10 as a campaign on this one. Then we're getting this multiplayer that is something we've never seen in the history of gaming. 100% destructible environments. 100%. That is huge. Like all this stuff talking about this and the looks. You know what we're doing? We're fucking over the game. It's okay to be critical, but maybe let's wait for, if you're that fucking worried about it, wait for the goddamn reviews to come out. Impressions, right? Because right now it is July. This shit don't come out till November.
Right.
And we have to remember that the last bit of shine is put on the last 60 days of development. So this can change completely. And if you don't believe me, look at Gears of War 4 beta in the multiplayer, and then look how it looked 4-5 months later when it fucking launched. Night and goddamn day.
Yeah, people did
When they
complain
do
about
these
the
builds,
Gears 4 beta.
Yeah, they did. They complained like fucking crazy, you know? And then it ended up looking amazing. Like the textures and shit weren't even filled in, and people were like, look how bad that looks. And then they felt stupid, of course, when it came out and it looked amazing. Like, look, they've got plenty of time to tighten this shit up. We don't know how long ago these builds were. Usually when they take these builds, they're older builds that they can control a little bit. So the people are fucking overreacting is my point. You know? So take it. I say let's wait and fucking see how it is instead of attacking it nonstop and killing the game, just like we did with Quantum Break and numerous other games, Recore, that fucking we helped kill because we're idiots, you know, before they even come out. We do it because we're harder on our games than even the Sony ponies. So it's like double the hate.
Same Quantum Break.
You will not see me bashing that fucking game. Now, if it comes out and it sucks, I'll be the first to go, hey, this shit wasn't
right.
good.
Yeah, if they come to Gamescom and then they're not talking, if they're not showing the online aspect of the game, then yeah, there's concern and there's reason for people to dog it out because Xbox lied to you. That's the thing that I'm saying. If Xbox made the mistake by lying or giving some reason to say, well, we got to pull the game back or do something like that, then rip their ass for it because they should have said something beforehand. But until they show the whole game, you know what I'm saying, and the whole reserve, and like Crap said, the game is months away. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we give passes to other games. I'm not seeing why people are not giving a pass to this game. I'm not. People look at the downgrades that we've been seeing from Spider-Man, from games like Watch Dogs, from other countless games. The list goes on. What the Detroit, that game, or Becoming Human or whatever, yeah, that game has got a downgrade. But that game might get polished up by the time it's going to get released. We don't know. You see what I'm saying? So why is it that people are giving those games, and I'm talking about those games, but then they want to just go straight after Crackdown? It doesn't only one reason.
And here's the thing: people were like, "You should have showed the destruction at E3," and I'm like, "Well, we already saw that. So if they show destruction again, people start going, hey, this is the second time we've seen destruction."
Right.
I'm worried about the campaign. The campaign. That there must be something wrong with that. So they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. Like that's why I say chill the fuck out. And people are like, they need to be talking it up. It's their big game. It's their big game. We had the dude on here last week. It's their big game. They need to talk it up. Need to talk it up. I'm like, dude, campaign which they hadn't shown before. People weren't even sure there was going to be a campaign. We get the Terry Crews information. That's fucking amazing because that guy's a fucking beast. I love that guy. Then they do Comic-Con. We get who's writing the fucking story? A phenomenal writer who helped write Halo and Spawn, right? So we're getting even more stuff, and we're getting more gameplay. So they're taking this out. And then when we get to Gamescom, we're going to see more of the multiplayer. Holy shit, in a 3-month span, we're getting a fucking Crackdown explosion of information and gameplay, and people are still freaking the fuck out. Like, calm down. Calm down. Seriously, like, chill out, everybody. It's going to be all right.
Right. And another thing that I'm reading right now, right? The one thing that I'm reading, this is the reason why that we haven't seen any advertisement because I'm reading the article right now. It's saying why going unlicensed is not worth the risk if you don't have an FCC license. It's, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because this one guy went on and tried to advertise something or just was having a radio show, and he got fined $15,000 per show. That's just one individual. Just think what Microsoft would get hit if they was trying to show off the X or try to promote the X without this license. It would be astronomical. It would be a waste of money.
Well, so, okay. Yeah. Listen, they're using the same logic there, right?
Huh?
Using that same logic there, right?
Right. Go ahead.
Your Nintendo showed off the Switch before they had FCC license. They quite sure they showed off the Wii U before they had the FCC license.
Nobody fucking bought that.
Huh?
The fucking Wii U.
I'm just talking about the licensing crap. Them showing it off. I'm talking about the sales.
But you seem to be focused too much on this. Like, who cares? We're gonna get a chance to pre-order it at Gamescom most likely. Like, why worry about it at this particular point? Let them handle, as an Xbox fan, Z, as all of us should be. And I should have said this last week when everybody was talking about the marketing. That's the thing. The marketing and all this shit and talking about this stuff affects us as the gamers.
How does it affect
zero? Zero. It doesn't affect us.
There's a lot of us that's a part of the Xbox community has let certain people get into our heads thinking that NPD scores, Metacritic scores, all of these things matter more than you just putting that game into your box or buying it digitally, grabbing a controller and playing and having some fucking fun. It's more important to a lot of people, and that right there is beyond gaming. That's, you know what I'm saying? These companies are making a hell of a lot more money, and they got people that's, look, Z, there's a lot of people. These people, they got staff, they got people that know shit way down the line, knowing about the stock market and everything else. And so because we got some people that think that they are a fucking broke Michael Pachter, doesn't mean that they know what the fuck they're talking about.
Michael Pachter? Hold on.
Yeah.
Do we have something that Michael Pachter said recently?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's break it down to the next segment then.
Hold on. This is now. Let me preface this. Now, I love podcasts. I listen to a shit ton of podcasts. Right now, I will give the podcast credit. This is from Gamertag Radio when they did their E3 interview thing, and now they may have been a little bit sleepy. However, if you're a gamer and you're supposed to be a gaming outlet that gives the news like these guys do, they should have corrected him. Let's take a listen.
You know, I don't own a 4K TV, and this is this bad. I think we have like 7 televisions in my house because we have 5 bedrooms, and I think there might be, yeah, there's 7. So every bedroom has a TV. I've purchased 2 televisions in the last 18 months. Right. And neither is a 4K, and I totally can afford it. And the reason I didn't buy one is the same reason that I think consumers won't buy an Xbox One X. I don't understand why, as of today, maybe I do, but I didn't understand why I need a 4K TV. There's no 4K television. You can watch Netflix and only some shows, and you can get a 4K DVD player, which fortunately I have in my my PS4 Pro.
Now, if you take any sort of credibility into what this man is telling you people, now maybe I'm wrong, but I don't quite remember the PS4 Pro having a UHD Blu-ray player.
It doesn't, and the funny part about that was that dude sounded like he got in the next gen stash.
Yeah.
He must be getting high as fuck.
For real.
Like seriously, yeah, that dude is fucking insane, man. Like that takes it to a whole nother level. Nobody's buying 4K TVs when that's what everybody's buying. Like when you're going out to buy a TV, nobody's going, hey, let me get that 1080p one there. You know, everybody's going, hey, let me get that 4K, because why wouldn't you? Like seriously, you don't have to. I'm not talking about even the top of the line, not even with HDR. But when you can go into a store and pick up a 4K TV for, you know, $350, I mean, who the fuck wouldn't do that? You know, like this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. That's a huge problem. You know, this is the misinformation.
He doesn't have a. If he doesn't have a, if he still has 1080p televisions in his home,
he says he has 7K. Nigga, he's a rich man.
That's what I'm saying. He has been promoting himself as being a wealthy man.
I mean, I don't even think you guys are really a gamer. A tech analysis then.
Yeah, he's just an analysis guy. You catch him on stock shows.
He's a Webbush guy, man. He's probably got a shit ton of money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's an advisor. So this guy he's making money. So I think that it's just, again, this clickbait. It's for him to get talked about, and you know what I'm saying, maybe he might bring another Pack Attack, because I used to watch the shit out of Pack Attack back, you know, last gen. But now I see that he's just going with what the market is what's the hot market ticket right now, and he don't want anybody to be, you know, to start thinking that, well, I got to get me a 4K television. Look, in one of my videos, I let him explain about Netflix, which was absolutely insane, because he was saying that for Netflix to be viable, they need to raise their prices up to $20 a month. And you know what people were saying when I brought that up, or when people hit me up about that part that I had in the video? They were like, if Netflix went up $20, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I just go this route. I go that route. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You know what I'm saying? It just don't make any sense about what the shit that he's talking about, man. It's
let me
say this. TLC TV. You know what I'm saying?
TCL, yeah.
Probably TCL, yeah. That's an affordable television.
when it's all said and done, the dude is basically a financial weatherman. He's right 30% of the time and he's wrong 70. All right. And guess what? If he wants to point out the fact that he has 1080p TVs, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be like, well, guess what, man? The Xbox One X is for you, because when it comes to super sampling, you're not gonna see a game better on that HD television than you are when it's running on the X.
Hey, Top Dog, what the hell does this comment mean? He goes, Turn 10 has really brainwashed a lot of gamers. Like, what are you talking about? How can you have any hate with the company that's given us like the best racing games for 2 generations now?
That's just
like,
the
I don't
crap. That's the
I understand that, but it's like, Jesus, like, you know what? As bad as people think I'm a fanboy or we're fan, like, you can admit when there's problems. Like Forza 5 wasn't up to snuff. You know what I mean? There's problems. The UI can be laggy at times. You know, there's problems. But this guy who's like trying to downplay the best racing game.
He's right, man.
You know what I mean?
Turn 10 definitely brainwashed me, especially with the Forza 7 coming out now. I mean, 700 cars. I don't know where I'm going to keep all those car keys, man. I have no idea.
I don't know what his gripe was and knocking against Forza, but I'm not even like, I'm not a big motorsport dude. But you just said Forza 5 was like the content. If I'm not mistaken, Forza 5 has more content than Gran Turismo Sport. Wasn't it?
Forza 5, even though it was a launch game and they totally had to redo everything, they still were able to get more cars and tracks and stuff in there. So yeah, like
I don't know. His honest opinion about Gran Turismo Sport then.
Yeah, it's fucking, it blows my mind. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I also wanted to talk about this because this is pretty good news. Microsoft CEO announced that Xbox is profitable and alone is worth over $9 billion to Microsoft. So that is really good news. I did a video about that, like exactly. Like, and people are like, because the way I did the video was like, it's a really big news. It's not really gaming related per se, but so many people are like, they're about to close up shop there. It's not worth it to them.
I'm just that's ultra money, man. That's the shit.
Yeah, that is true. But that is so much. I'm like, whoa, you scared the hell out of me, dude. But yeah, so it's funny to me that that so many people are like, they're gonna sell it off. It doesn't make them money. They don't do this. They don't do that. And now we see that they're worth a shit ton of money, and the Xbox brand actually makes money for them. So to me, that's gonna be that's phenomenal. And I think that's really great news. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about this because it says a lot. Because Xbox brand wasn't making money when the 360 was out due to the fact of the Red Ring of Death, so they lost money there. And of course, the original Xbox lost a shit ton of money. So now we see that the Xbox One, even though it's considered a bit of a letdown, right? A lot of people consider it to be a letdown, but it's making profit. And then now it's helped increase the worth of Xbox as a whole to over $9 billion. That's huge.
It's a lot of scratch.
That is. I mean, Xbox not going anywhere at that particular moment.
No, and the one beautiful thing about it is that, you know, they're in second, third place if you follow the MPDs, and Xbox gamers are getting a hell of a lot more than what the other companies are giving for their fans. So I'm like, look, if this means Xbox got to stay second place for the whole time, I'm with it, because everything that we've been asking for, they have turned around and listened. The only thing that I have the main complaint for is about the interface. I mean, we talked about this on the next podcast. Like, look, let us have a moment to breathe with these interfaces, man. I don't want you to keep changing. You can tweak, but you can't keep changing them. There's one thing that PlayStation people can lay their hat on is the same damn interface, but it's fluid, it's fast, and it's the same. It's familiar. And
but doesn't that get boring to look at though if it's the same always?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it could be. Yes, it's been what from the PlayStation 2?
There's a line to kind of balance when it comes to that. Yeah, you want something fresh, you want something new, but within the last 3 years, when you've had like 4 different interfaces, and the stability has been kind of iffy going through the last 3 years, then you have to kind of step back. I'm down for the next iteration because you know, those little kind of little mini videos that we saw of how you know, the menu comes off the left side and you kind of see through it and stuff. I'm down for that. Put that in there. But once you put that in there, just stabilize the shit out of it. All right. keep it that way and stabilize the shit out of it, and we're good to go into
I think the reason why Xbox changes their dashboard so much is because so many people complain about certain little things, and they listen to the fans and they try to make everybody happy by making these changes and making it faster. It's a hell of a lot faster than when it was at launch.
Well, Chris, I definitely agree with you. And I know I've said it on BGST, I've said it on next podcast and stuff like that. I feel personally, and I get a lot of hate from social media when I say this and stuff. I feel that Xbox might actually listen to the consumer and the gamer a little too much.
What? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, too much, man. Because when you get a huge group of people and you're listening to all this feedback, of course, you're going to have trolls in that group of people. There's a saying that the bigger the population, the lower the IQ. All right. It is a saying out there. I'm not saying I necessarily use that as a structure to the way I live, but a lot of times people will ask for shit, and then when they get it, they're like, "Oh no, that's not really what I wanted, man." No. So it's a fine line to walk when you.
Let me ask you a question. Why did they get rid of the snap feature? Like, I think they should have kept that.
I seen it, but I couldn't move it around, and it was weird how I did it. I accidentally did it. I tapped on the X button twice, and then I hit B, and it was like
that was back.
Well, I hit the middle button twice, and then I hit B, and it popped up. But the television, it showed a little square of the television, and I was like, "Oh, is this where you can expand it and move it around?" I couldn't move it; it just stayed right there, and I was like, "All right, cool." And then I did it one more other time, and this was like last month. And then after that next update that we had, it's gone. I don't see it anymore. So I want them to bring it back. I hope that from what the rumors were, that they were going to have it to where you can move it anywhere and kind of make it
picture-in-picture type deal.
Yeah, to make it better. From what I seen, it looked dope, but it was a small little box like it used to be on the when you first got your Xbox One. But this time it wasn't just held there with the bar. It was like just right there, like a picture-in-picture.
Yo, check this out, guys. Check this out. Even beyond Snap, like this whole generation, when Microsoft, first and foremost, they have adopted the whole consumer feedback throughout their entire corporation. Surface, all that good stuff. But throughout this entire generation, the Xbox division has had to deal with some bullshit. At first, it was all about exclusives and everything like that. So they're like, all right, well, here's the deal. We're not going to do those third-party marketing deals and stuff like that, and we're going to focus on the exclusives. So now exclusives take at least 3 years to develop for, right? Within the time that they said that and that they were going first party, all of a sudden people are like, well, where's the third-party marketing deals? Right. Now Sony is beating the shit out of you there. See, so you're not going to please everybody all the time. You need a solid direction for your product, and it's good to listen to consumer feedback, to gamer feedback, as long as it's still going in that same direction as your product. And I feel like Xbox is they just kind of listen to everybody, and then they're constantly playing catch up with their own consumer feedback, man.
Well, what we have to remember as well is the original Xbox Dash and all that stuff was originally tailored to the idea that the Xbox One was going to be with the DRM and all that kind of stuff. So that's a bit of the problem. Now, you have people like Mikey Barr and stuff tailoring it to what it's going to be, which, again, it's about to change to the more final version, which is that fluent design that's happening on like the Windows devices and things like that. And so that's supposed to be a really good design that's really kind of lag free. I like it how it is now. Like, it's very social. It's very lifelike. It's got its own social media presence, like your whole feed and your clubs and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I like that stuff. There's a couple little issues here and there once in a while, but there's issues here and there on everything, to me, I'm never going to complain about it, because when you look at the PS4, that's basically just the same one they've had since 2005 with the PSP, right? So it's really a bad situation as far as I'm concerned. Like, I don't really like the PlayStation UI at all. The Xbox One has some problems, but hey, the fluent design to me looks like it's going to be much better. I like what they're doing with the whole custom gamer picks. I like what they're doing with the whole the avatars that are coming back.
They look sweet.
They look fucking amazing.
Yeah, they look great.
I can't wait to see that, like the avatar lounge thing that they've been talking about. I forgot the name of it, but I want to see that put in there as well. Like I said, this next iteration, I am down for this next iteration. I'm saying after that, because we've been bombarded. I understand with the whole DRM thing, they have worked an absolute miracle when it comes to what the Xbox One was supposed to be, hearing what everybody was saying, and being able to switch, do a 180 on all that with like software and everything like that, because they didn't change the hardware in the system at all. So to see what they actually did to evolve kind of like the platform from launch, according to what people were saying, it's fucking genius.
Yeah,
all right,
what they've done, what they've done so far has really impressed me in terms of the ability to change and they're basing a lot of all the changes on what we're asking for. So that's another really cool cool thing that they're doing that no other company is doing. Hell, if Nintendo listened like Microsoft, they'd be doing, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't be going through hoops to do game chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you guys see that setup? What you need to use your Switch? And I like the Switch.
You got to wear a backpack, kind of like you're a communication soldier.
Dude, there's more shit to do that. Even if I had a phone that supported that app, there's more shit to that than VR, right? That shit looked confusing as hell. Like you're a fucking robot. You got all this weird shit. You just fucking plug it up, hook it up. You know, like I'm never gonna use that. If I ever game with people on Switch, it's gonna be people that I know off Xbox anyway. We'll just hop on Xbox, fucking do the party chat there.
You know, crap. Snaps brought up a really awesome point. We have iPhones in the house. I still have my.
I know you're such a traitor.
Shut the fuck up, man. Anyway, but here's the deal. What's stopping me from, since I'm gonna play with gamers that I know on my Switch, what's stopping me from starting a Discord and just having them in there and being able to talk to them on my phone like that? No problem.
Nothing's stopping you. That's exactly it. I mean, yeah, that's a weird situation. I mean, I don't even want to like talking about that shit.
I don't know. That's, you know what I mean?
It is. But but finally,
this is crazy, man.
Just in case you guys didn't know, the FCC did finally approve the last part, which was a wireless adapter for the Xbox One X. So it looks like they're gonna be able to finally do the pre-order stuff around Gamescom. I wouldn't doubt that it's that soon. What's that? Are you using a headset or are you using like your built-in microphone?
He's eating his mic, man.
I don't know. I'm messing with something. I'm using some Astros. It sounds shitty.
No, you just you cut out when other people talk at the same time as you.
Oh,
like you can't hear you. So that's usually something that happens when there's like a bit of an issue.
I was asking you, what's the wireless adapter?
The one inside the Xbox One X.
That controls the Wi-Fi for the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Radio. I was going to sell with them. I'm with you.
It's a part of
Wi-Fi tech. It's different than what's in the S and what's in the original like Xbox One. So the FCC had to go back in and completely check it out because it's something new, you know. And then with what K Mega said, unfortunately the FCC doesn't have all their seats filled, so everything's taking a lot longer than originally planned. On their side of shit. So now crap saying that they basically went through that new device for the Wi-Fi, everything's good, and now it's just a certain number of days before you know, they can actually put out the pre-orders.
Yeah, which is good because I think, you know, people want to pre-order it. There's a lot of hype for it. Show it off at Gamescom, get that big UK marketing push and the European marketing push, and then have it up for pre-order. And I think that's going to be huge, and then to carry on that momentum into like Tokyo Game Show. Aaron Greenberg's going to China Joy this week, so they're going to be talking about a lot of Xbox stuff there as well. They're really doing a push for like more of a worldwide appeal. They did that. Real Madrid got that team signed up as the official Xbox team or whatever.
Nice.
Helping them to get a little bit more recognition overseas. Main reason they're doing that is because Sony and PlayStation has a big marketing deal with like the Champions League over there. Like, I don't know a lot about soccer, but it's a big deal.
It costs a lot of money, but for international reasons, and this is what I tried to say on Crossfire, like we love football, all right? Just take that love for football in the United States and times it like 1,000 when it comes to soccer internationally. So it is you're going to have to put down a chunk of money to do something like that. But in the end, it is good for international purposes.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good step, you know, because that was one of the big problems that hurt Xbox as well, is because they didn't get all of their boxes out at the same time. It was like, we'll start here, then we'll go here, and then people had to wait for a whole entire year, while the PlayStation was, you know, in some places more affordable, and that the popularity was just off the chain. So it just culminated into be like the perfect storm for PlayStation to be in the position that they are right now. So I hope they get all of those boxes out around the same time, no later than like a couple of months from each other.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Has anybody played the Destiny 2 beta?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your guys' thoughts on that?
I enjoyed it. I didn't go into the multiplayer, and I didn't do the strike yet. I'm waiting for the Dawn to do all that, but I played the 2 chapters of the story, and let's be honest here, that's where a lot of the issue was when it came to Destiny 1. A lot of people were like, yo, there was no story to it whatsoever. If the first 2 missions are anything about what the game's going to be completely all the way through, like the single player campaign mode, I'm excited for it. I felt like the guns were a little light in my opinion, but graphically, I think it's better. I think it's got a smoother look to it. I think the lighting system's better, and I had a lot of fun with it, man. I want to hear what everybody else thinks. Yeah,
I thought it seemed slow, and I don't know if it's because it's 30 frames per second, but it just seems slow. It doesn't seem like it's moving fast.
Were you playing Halo before you got into Destiny?
No.
It'll feel like a snail's pace if you do that, dude.
I haven't played any first-person shooters really, other than just Battlefield 1.
Well, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, I'm sorry. Like it's last year. I'm sorry. This with 2014, we got the beta for Destiny 1, right?
Yeah.
I didn't like the beta. You know what I mean? And I said, this generation, I'm going to buy whatever I'm going to play. So I totally skipped Destiny 1. And I was also turned off the fact that it was a cross-gen game. You know what I mean? And I remember Bungie was saying that, you know, the people were complaining about the frame rate, that it was 30 frames because it was on the, you know, the PS3 and the and the 360. So I downloaded the beta, you know, because everybody was streaming, so I'm check it out, and I hopped into the story, and I can tell right away from a little bit of the beta that I played in 2014 that this game did look better graphically. Looks cool, you know what I mean? So I picked me being a hunter, just fooling around to get to learn the classes and everything. Then I went online and there was the Crucible. Ran through it. Now I'm level 20. I don't know if that's a high rank or a low rank. First time I I ran through it with a couple guys.
Everybody's level 20 on the beta, bro.
Okay, we ran through it. The second time I played it, the Crucible, it was dog shit. He was on this one boss for like an hour, and I just ended up quitting. Like I got so bored with the shit. I don't know what the hell.
That's the strike. That's the strike. Crucible is the multiplayer, like 4v4 multiplayer. The strike is like a boss that's
right. But the first time I played the strike, we went through it. You know, a little hard to beat the boss. But the second time, I was like, oh, it just got very, very repetitive. But like I said, I was talking about Chris earlier that I felt the game did move slow. Now, you know, I'm just getting back into the shooters, and again, comparing it to Halo or even Gears, it moves very, very slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean that is a problem. The one thing that I will say for its defense on the 30 frames per second, which I obviously prefer 60, but since it's damn near locked, it's not as bad as it could be. You know, especially for like the single player stuff. And I will say that the single player stuff that's on there was more story driven than anything in the first game total. You know, like there was nothing story related in it was terrible. It was like, the little Dinklage bot was like, on the moon and their graves, not ours. You know, it was like it was so bad.
He had corny jokes.
It was corny. It was like every single thing was, hey, fight off this wave of enemies while I hack into this thing, right? It was like, it was bad. It was so bad. And so I never really got into it, even though I have it. This new one, I already pre-ordered it so that I could get, you know, and I played it on the Pro. It looks better on the Pro. It'll look even better on the X, you know, so I'm looking forward to giving it a try on there as well. So I pretty much get everything. Like, I'm really digging Fortnite. Like, that game is the shit.
Crap was pressured to pre-order that shit. Yeah,
I was peer pressured. Like, fuck the pre-order Destiny 2, right? You tried doing podcasts with Mooch and all, you know what I mean? And fucking crap, you're gonna love it, man. But to be fair, man, I peer pressured his ass in the Call of Duty multiple times, and you know all that.
How you liking the Fortnite? It's not bad.
Fortnite is the shit.
Oh hell yeah!
I
haven't
gotta
played
say,
it yet.
Yeah, I will say my only knock. It's kind of so you learn the controls, how to build your house. Like I gotta lay ground. I gotta. It's something like Minecraft a little bit.
it is. It's a
Minecraft
mix up of
yeah,
Minecraft and
zombie mixed with I
with
don't
like
know.
horde modes and stuff like that. You know, it's like to me that game screams Xbox gamers. Like Xbox gamers love that, and I'm not surprised that when I look at my friends list, it's dominated by Fortnite right now.
Everybody's playing Fortnite.
Everybody's playing. I never thought that they would be, but then you have to remember that's Xbox bread and butter, and people wonder why Microsoft does the multiplayer based stuff like Sea of Thieves, and Sea of Thieves is going to be huge when that shit comes out. You're going to see that same shit, Sea of Thieves down the fucking line on your friends list, right? Because that's what exactly like basically what Fortnite is. You're fucking you and like 3 other people. It's a very loose kind of okay. We got to fight off these hordes of monsters or whatever. Very loose story, right? So it's not like a huge involved story. And then basically it teaches you how to like craft stuff, and you got to break down stuff to get resources, like in Minecraft. Then you do tower defense type stuff where you build up your stuff and set up traps. Kind of like what they did in Sunset Overdrive as well. Remember?
Yeah, I said that last night when I was streaming.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Sunset Overdrive with the traps.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's that too, and it's a good shooter too. It's got good shooting mechanics and stuff like that. You upgrade your characters. It's in depth. It's got packs and stuff, so that means it's going to keep an online community very well. This is bread and butter for Microsoft, and that's why I think that game's going to be going to do extremely well for it. I'm surprised, to be honest with you. I am 100% surprised, and shout out to the dude that hooked me and Mooch both up with that game.
Yeah, I'm mooching too. If anybody got Fortnite and they got an extra piece, go ahead. I'm mooching. Send me one because I want to play it because it sounds interesting.
Oh,
But
dude, you know what? It is. I'm surprised,
played it
dude. Trust me, I'm
Crap,
fucking.
you didn't even mention my favorite part of the whole thing. All that stuff that you said was good. But the exploration, like literally, you can go out into the town or the city wherever you're based at, right? You can go into every house. First of all, you can knock down every wall for resources, but they have like trap doors hidden underneath like dressers and stuff like that that'll bring you down to treasure chests where you get some rare shit, like some rare shotguns and stuff like that. There's so much to this game. My only thing that kind of I stepped back from was how many different like level up trees and stuff like that there were. So if you take a couple minutes going through like the menu and getting familiar with the different kind of like leveling up trees and putting squads together, take a couple minutes to understand that, you go back into that game and you will mow down these monsters like nobody else. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool, but let me say what I feel about Destiny. I mean, damn, let's go.
I'm sorry.
Oh damn, that's
Yeah, I was like, good grief. I know I've been gone for a couple of weeks, but damn, no respect. Anyway, I played it during the next podcast, and you know what? It felt like the Destiny, you know what I'm saying, a little bit, you know, it looked better, but it didn't look overwhelmingly better. But it felt just like Destiny, and I guess that's a good thing if you are a huge Destiny fan. The Crucible, I totally agree with you. See, it was absolutely just boring. I mean, you know, when you playing Battlefield 1, Halo, just so many other games, other shooters out there, they're so much better than the Crucible. The Crucible should be taken away, and they need to just add more story or something else. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't understand why they limited it to 4v4 when it was 60.
No crap. I was just about to ask you that. Wait, was that because of the engine? Like what's I
have no idea. But you know what's also funny is the multiplayer, the Crucible stuff is the graphics aren't even on par, obviously, to what the story is. So it baffles me that they lower it to 4v4 and still can't get 60 FPS on that. Like, I could understand, keep the story 30, you know, if you want to, but you're lowering the amount of people and particle effects on the screen, but you can't push 60 on the multiplayer. Like, that to me is a little bit of a bummer. But again, I pretty much get everything. So, you know, I'm going to have a ton of people playing that shit. I want to be able to hop in and play it as well. I don't want to be left out, so I'm going to pick that up. But it probably is not going to get as much play for me as shit like Shadow of War, which I'm super excited about.
Oh, yes.
Of course, Assassin's Creed, that game looks amazing. I've been playing through the Ezio trilogy here and there to get back in that Assassin's Creed frame of mind. Forza 7, obviously, Crackdown 3. These are going to be huge games for me. Even smaller games, Cuphead, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. I'm super excited to fucking get into that game and try that out.
Hey, let me ask you guys this.
Stuff, so.
On Destiny, are you guys surprised they didn't add a new class?
Yeah, I am. I mean, it seems like 1.5. Then it actually seems like like a true sequel. It really does to me. Look, I liked playing what I played, but it's except for the Crucible, but it still felt like it, like an expansion than an actual sequel.
Because I played through the story mode with all 3 characters and the strike with all 3 characters, and I'm like, they all kind of felt too much the same to me.
You know, and that's a byproduct of what happened with the original Destiny, because something weird happened with the first Destiny. All right, you had people that absolutely like threw monkey shit at the game, like fuck, this game sucks, and then you had such a die-hard community that got together and did strikes, and it became part of their life. So when they wanted to fix everything, they had to kind of balance out, like, do we add something here or take something away there? They put themselves in a really fucked up corner. You know what I'm saying? Before coming out with the other Destiny, which is Destiny 2. And I don't know. For a person who didn't like the first one, I'm actually like excited to play the second one. So I'm not hung up on, oh man, they should have added another class, or I'm not hung up on if they change anything about the strikes. I'm excited to get in and try it with whatever newness they brought to it to make it feel better to the people who kind of, like I said, threw monkey shit at it in the first place. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know, but are you sold? Are you getting it? I was kind of.
I already pre-ordered it. So
in my house, my wife's a Destiny fan. I was able to keep Destiny 1 out of the house. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that with Destiny 2. And you know, if it's in the house, why not fucking play it? You know what I'm saying?
Here's my thing, and still, if they don't support the Xbox One X at launch or whatever, I'm not buying it.
I'll get it when it comes out next year, and it's called Anthem.
Here's the thing, though, right? Like it's gonna support the One X. It's using dynamic scaling, damn near 4K on the PS4 Pro. So you know the game's gonna be 4K on the X. Even if they just use dynamic scaling, it's just gonna stay at 4K the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be better on the X, and obviously being native 4K is gonna help with some of that aliasing and stuff like that, because it's beast mode all the time, right? So for me, it's not an if or whatever. They don't even really have to do anything. You know, I think it's gonna be
fan of the game.
Yeah, you know, it's gonna be there. They're not gonna talk about it right now. You know why they're not gonna talk about it right now? Because they're not gonna come out and go, yeah, the best version is gonna be on the Xbox One X. Even though that doesn't come out for 2 months after the fucking game releases, because then they don't want people waiting to buy the game.
Yeah.
Doesn't it come out September?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Right.
2 months before the one
shout out
out,
to All Day, man. He said PUBG will destroy everything, and I think
I keep hearing about
right with that, man.
I have to disagree with that, because Battlefront's going to do. I think Battlefront's going to be the king.
Battlefront's going to do good, but check this out. Don't sleep on PUBG.
I'm not. I see how popular it is on PC, but I really do.
Xbox One X's. I think that's going to be a game that's going to. Don't be surprised if this thing does 3-4 million on Xbox this year. Like, it's already at 6 million in 5 months on PC, right? And it's not even released.
Do you think that it's actually going to outsell on the Xbox side Battlefront?
I don't know. Maybe I think it depends.
What?
I can't see that.
Yeah, you know, it probably won't outsell Battlefront 2, but I just think it's going to bring in potentially people that want to play it on a console. You know,
I'm going to play it because it looks fun.
It reminds me of when Minecraft was on PC at first. When it came to console, a lot of people were like, "Well, that shit ain't going to sell on console." Look what the fuck happened, yo.
Yeah, 20. It's the best-selling game on 360 all time, over 20 million or whatever.
The PUBG has that type of hype, but it's a mature game. You know what I'm saying?
The only drawback, I think, is only a digital-only title, right? I'm mistaken. Digital-only.
It's it's going to be at first it's going to be into the game preview program.
Yeah.
So because they're working on it, but I hear a lot of people are actually interested in picking it up on Xbox for the simple fact that you know what they do on the PC version, like they turn down the settings no matter what their PC is capable of, so that it eliminates all the foliage, so you can see the enemies even though they might have foliage on their screen. Right? So they might be hiding in bushes, right? And they think they're safe. But then people are turning down the fucking settings on their PC so that they can see everybody. So that's what people are doing. You're not going to be able to do that shit on Xbox.
Yeah,
I don't know how much. Yeah, $30, I think.
Yeah, it's like 30, 34 bucks. But I'll give it. I'll definitely give that a shot. But yeah, I just think. But as for me on Destiny, day one buy, Ain't happening. I'll probably eventually get it, but then again, it'll be the same type of scenario that I had with the first Destiny. I mean, I played the shit out of it in the beginning, but it was just kind of like a lonely experience. I played with a lot of randoms, and then I went away from it, and then I come back, and then people are way ahead of me, and then and then they rather kill the enemy and show me what kind of gun they got instead of let me try to build up with them. It's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, that's been my problem with these shared world games where you have to constantly be on. See, that's kind of where I'm gonna get Sea of Thieves, but this is where it worries me, to where it's a kind of appointment gaming where I feel like it's a job because I have to go in there and I have to do this certain mission.
I don't think Sea of Thieves is gonna be set up that way. If you want to get like certain treasures, possibly, but I don't see it being like what K Mega said, like, yo, your friend, you go in to play a game with your friend, and he's like coming over with this gun. Yo, you see this? This is called the anus of Thor right here. This shit is nasty. Nah, it's not. I don't think Sea of Thieves is set up like that. I think you'll be able to go in. From the way I see the gameplay, it doesn't look like anybody's going to be left behind. It's a real team based game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you need your team.
It's a phenomenon, is what it is.
Your ship. Like, I don't see
like
anybody
LL.
left behind. Like, yo, you got somebody waving at the beach because they're only a level 5, while level 30s take their ship out and go for treasure somewhere. I don't see it like that.
That's the thing. Hey, see, can you imagine that we all get like, you know, me, you, 100, you know what I'm saying, and just a whole bunch of African American just get a whole bunch of pirates, black pirates. We would terrorize the seas, man.
Yeah.
Let's go. Hey, you know, honestly, you know what kind of turned me off about Sea of Thieves? It's first person.
What's up?
You know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't know. I don't like that. I'll check it out in the public beta. You know what I mean? Check it out.
Why didn't you sign up for the beta that's going on there right now?
I've signed up, but I've never gotten in. Every time I get the goddamn insider email, I get excited.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in, they do a play. You can play at any time. I think Wednesdays, right? Like Wednesday, it's open for everybody. If you're in the thing, like they do the things where they're like, play with us this weekend, right? But every Wednesday, regardless, they do an open thing. So I think that you know, that's probably the best time. I've played the game probably about 15 times, but I'm not playing it anymore just because I'm trying to save some shit. Game to me is like one of my most anticipated titles, so I'm trying to save some of the stuff. I like what they're doing with it. It's gonna
like because I'm hearing like, what the hell is the game about? I mean, like, what is it?
It's a shared world game. You're pirates, and you're basically, what you're doing is you're searching for treasure, and there's different quests and stuff like that.
Fight skeletons.
You fight skeletons. You got it takes a crew. Like, what it is it really takes teamwork. Like, you get a crew of 4, right? And so somebody's steering the ship, right? And then somebody has to be down below. And then you have maps, treasure maps, and they don't exactly tell you where these treasures are. There's an X, but you got to fucking be smart and pick it out around like where these things are at, right? And then there's also other ships because it's shared world. So other ships will attack you, and you got to fight back. And there's krakens, and there's fucking skeletons on the islands, and you know, if your ship takes damage, you got to bail out the fucking water and fix the ship so that it doesn't sink. If it sinks, then you go to Davy Jones' locker, and then you gotta, like, you know, and then it takes you back in.
It's a pirate life game, man. It's a
it is. It's fucking awesome. Yeah.
It's Pirate's Life.
Yeah, it looks fun, man.
Anytime I went in, because I'm in the Sea of Thieves where
you goddamn braggarts.
But I haven't played it. I haven't played it in a while, but I will let you know, like, the skybox and how the weather changes and stuff like that. The few times I did go in to check it out, dude, I was completely awestruck by what they were doing graphically, like with like the sky and the sun setting and the storms coming in. Dude, half the time I got so distracted by like how beautiful that shit was, I didn't even do my fucking mission. So like a lot of people are in for a huge surprise. You can see it on a big screen at E3, or you can see it, you know, little bits and pieces that Rare puts out there, like on YouTube and stuff like that. But until you have the controller in your hand and you're looking at it on your TV and you're taking part in it, you're not going to realize exactly like how much fun and what this game really is about. And it's a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, it is. I think it's going to be huge. If you like those, I'll tell you right now, if you like stuff like Fortnite, or if you like stuff like Destiny or the Division or any of these types of games, you're going to fucking like this game a lot. It's much better than those games right now, in my opinion. And again, you can't really, what I'm saying right now, you can all pick up on shit because they do weekly podcasts and shit. So all the stuff that I'm talking about is stuff that they've already talked about and shown. So to me, I'm super looking forward to it. It's probably, I was disappointed that it's not coming out this year, but take your time, get the content right. That's really what it's going to be all about, man. I'm super stoked for this game. I think it's going to be a big hit, and Rare is going to, they're going to be back after this. So, what do you guys think about Kingdom Hearts 3?
Oh yeah, is that the big exclusive?
No. Nier Automata was the rumor.
It was funny you said that, though.
Yeah. Well, hold on, right? Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced originally. It was going to come to Xbox One years ago. They announced it
at E3 2013,
and then right. And now, like for some reason, Sony fans had to talk themselves into believing it wasn't going to be on Xbox One. So they reconfirmed that it is, and now there's like petitions up where fucking they don't want it on Xbox. This motherfucking petition is petitioning to keep it off only Xbox platforms. They're like, yeah, put it on Nintendo and PlayStation platforms, just not Xbox. Have you ever seen petty shit like that before in your life? Like that is fucking unbelievable.
That's that Tinky Winky.
It's unbelievable. I cannot believe that shit, right? Like, how petty do you gotta be to fucking do that, man? Like, that is fucking insane.
How much time you have in your day to go sign a petition, man?
There's been petitions for over 3 years about that. When they first said that, Kingdom Hearts is no longer exclusive to just PlayStation. The first thing that people did is they went out and they made a petition to not on Xbox. Over 3 years ago they already started this shit. So it's crazy, man. Like, my whole thing with the Kingdom Hearts thing is they should actually come out with Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 on Xbox before they come out with 3.
They should, because they're setting themselves up for failure by not having Kingdom Hearts available for Xbox fans to actually play, right? Like, most Xbox fans don't know what the hell those games are about. Hell, I know people that have played the game.
Don't know what Shenmue 3 is about.
Yeah.
They never played 2 or 1.
I know some people that have fucking played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and they still don't know what the hell the games are about, right?
Yeah, the game's been, what was the last time I know they had some PSP. Yeah, it's been like close to a decade. So you kind of looking, so it's one of those things where they have to do it. And maybe, see, this is the thing, PlayStation is real slick about how they do things. Maybe because we know that the game is coming out next year, maybe that the Kingdom Hearts games that came on the PlayStation this year, they probably have exclusive rights for a year, and just nobody don't ask PlayStation if that's the case or anything. And because it, like you said, it doesn't make sense. And I see if Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming, which it is, you will get to see the other 2 iterations, because that would be a waste of time to just jump into the third game.
I think somebody did a video about this, saying that Kingdom Hearts is basically destined to fail on the Xbox One platform.
Yeah. I can see that. Like I said, they don't know what the game's about.
I don't know if it's going to fail. It's not going to do as well, of course, as the PlayStation. But I'm going to be honest with you. I remember the Kingdom Hearts series on the PS2. It's being real. And just looking, and again, I was back about 23, 24. I just wasn't into the Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, you know what I mean? So I was already turned off, by that game back then, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna try out Kingdom Hearts 3, you know what I mean? But I had no interest.
Yeah, I'll probably try it out. It just kind of sucks that I don't really know what the hell's going on with that game.
Yeah. I don't.
Hopefully they recap it.
I think they will. I think it'll be probably a DLC package. Well, they'll have.
Why not do it now though? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, especially when there was no
pre-order.
I guess no games coming out. Like, to me, maybe Sony had the rights to it or something. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, well, they're in tight with Square, so.
I mean that too, but I mean, money's money. You know what I mean? Like, Sony can be tight with EA, but they not gonna bring. They still gonna put Madden on the Xbox. You know what I mean, money's money.
Right.
Well,
so that's why I think that it just makes more sense for them to do it. I just don't see Square Enix just saying, "Hey, look, we're just going to give you this iteration." Huh? Say it again.
So maybe they had a marketing deal, or Sony may have the rights. So maybe those games were exclusive.
Right. I mean, it could be year exclusivity. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, there's nobody questions Sony and see with their certain games. Like, I mean, like King of the Fighters. Nobody would know if they, especially if you don't have a PC. The King of the Fighters is on the PC now, and it, you know what I'm saying. Nobody know that. And just like other games that's supposed to be coming here to the Xbox, that's been exclusive to the PlayStation. Nobody don't know them unless they just pop up and see them because nobody questions.
Not that nobody knows.
Like they did Tomb Raider.
That rule only applies to the Xbox when their games is on PC, because Sony fans on PlayStation, they still gonna look at King of Fighters as a PlayStation exclusive. You know what I mean?
Yo,
Well,
guys,
I've been saying that if it's on the PlayStation, then it's an exclusive. PC is a platform. It's not a console. So
no, as soon as
saying,
these games like One Piece, like Attack on Titan, like King of Fighters, like as soon as these games go over to Xbox, man, Xbox should throw a couple dollars down on marketing and kind of do that advertising to be like, yeah, like we got this too or whatnot. Because I remember Attack on Titan came over to Xbox a while back, right? One Piece came over a while back. Now it might suck, you know, and all that good stuff. I'm not a big fan
like that type of shit.
I'm not a big fan of this shit whatsoever. But
Attack on Titan, the anime is off the
good marketing on their side, like, you know, because there's a lot of people out there that unless they look into it, they don't even know that. They still feel like these games, and Attack on Titan actually has a solid following out there for that whole kind of like universe. You know what I'm saying? Throw down a couple dollars, put that Xbox symbol on there, be like on Xbox. Near Automata, the people are talking about that will eventually come to Xbox One. Throw some commercials.
Yeah, that's the big to do now, but you know, it's like, and it will like I know that game was pretty much probably always going to come to Xbox.
Right.
That's the one that was done by Platinum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they got to throw Microsoft a bone after Scalebound.
Yeah. Why not? Well, I mean, look, the Xbox, the whole thing. You know, Phil went to Japan. They've got some Japanese games coming. You got to remember that Sony got a bunch of games earlier in the year from Japanese developers. They weren't first-party games. They were Sony because they're a Japanese company and they have a presence in Japan. Now that those games are super easy to develop and port over to the Xbox, you're going to see a lot of that happen. So a lot of those freebies that Xbox or that PlayStation was getting, they're not going to get those anymore. You know. So that's going to be something that people are going to have to keep in mind. Like the easiest platform to develop for now is the X.
And another thing is like when you see games that's when you see games that's being ported over to the PC, I think it'd be, you can kind of say that it's going to start coming to the Xbox as well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because certain games like Persona, we have no idea if that's going to come to the PC or not. Sega said they are that they're considering it. That and Yakuza. I don't. Hey,
Microsoft has a good
I don't see
Microsoft's good relationship with Sega.
But they do have a relationship with Sega, and then that would be insane if like a Persona would go over there. Not saying that that it would sell well, but just the fact that
give a shit. But hey, give it to people so that all those people
give it to people out there. That's more money out there for people to invest into those Japanese games. That's what I'm saying. So
it's always so weird because as an Xbox dude, like I don't really care about those games. But hey, I'm not going to say don't put it on my platform of choice. Right. You know, if you look at the PlayStation dudes, they're always like, yeah, I don't want that trash on my console anyway. Like, bitch, you'd want those games on there if they were.
Remember they were begging. They were begging for Sunset Overdrive 2 to come to the PlayStation. Once they were here.
At first, they were like, that looks like trash, exactly. and then it was if it was only PS4, it'd be running 1080 60, and then you see that fucking that ain't gonna happen.
Just think about Titanfall. Think about Titanfall. Remember, Titanfall was trash. It didn't have no story mode. Blah 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 blah. And then once Respawn came out with the green, you know what I'm saying, blue dicks are better than green. Then here comes the rejoicing.
Blue dicks are better than green. What?
You heard that shit too,
The only one.
Shit.
Or the petition for Rise Son of Rome to come over to the PS4. Remember that one as well, man?
Yeah, dude. All the games, all of them. Cuphead. Not only that, but the fucking media was like, Cuphead is gonna be a forever Xbox exclusive, and that's not a good thing. You know what I mean? Like that's the only time. When have you ever seen a fucking article or the media go, this game is exclusive to Nintendo or exclusive to PS4, and that's not a good thing.
Remember,
you know, like, you never fucking hear that.
Remember when Street Fighter V came out and it was for sure just going to be exclusive to PC and PlayStation 4? Remember all the articles saying that's brilliant?
Yeah, it is. Oh, how brilliant, man! That's fucking.
It was smart.
Yeah, like it is. Like I remember Angry Joe was so pissed when Rise of the Tomb Raider was going to be an exclusive on Xbox One, right? He did this big rant or whatever. Then he forced into doing one about Street Fighter V where he did it all half-assed, like he just woke up. Yeah, I get a lot of people messaging me about this, so yeah, it does suck. It doesn't, you know, it's multi-plat, and then it goes exclusive. That's bad. Yeah, I'm angry. You know, yeah. So like that shit's kind of ridiculous. It's like that just goes to show you the double standard that's going on in gaming right now. You know, people are okay with
crap. Listen, now again, you know, at the start, at the generation, like I said, we are what you call vocal Xbox fans. You know, we were the not the norm, but you know, it's become, you know, this community is growing, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. To my far as online, right? And what you said, you know, and I've always said Microsoft is damn if they do, damn if they don't. You know what I mean? So you know,
yeah.
So my thing is, you know, members going back and forth. Like, you know how I feel about the indies on the big stage. You know what I mean? And then, you know, Sony didn't get any shit for not showing the indies. But again, I think Microsoft. I don't know. I just want them to just be. I don't know. I mean, stick their chests out, bang it. You know what I mean? Go out there. You know, get the deal done. You know, if you got a money hat, whatever you got to do. You got to put snot on a baseball before you pitch it. Whatever you got to do to get the win. You know what I mean? I just want them to just go out there and just fucking, you know, poke their chests out. You know what I mean? You know, just
well, I mean, they're winning where it counts, in my opinion, by, you know, just giving us the shit we've asked for. You know, the games, the fucking console, the services. I like that shit. You know, to me, I think that's pretty fucking badass. Right. You know, the things that really don't matter as much, like the marketing and stuff like that. I understand as a fan, we want that, but at the same time, that's the least important thing.
Let's be what I'm saying about, you know, even like, you know, we understand that all the shit with this Battlefield or whatever is all coming to the Xbox, right? But shit, I wouldn't mind having a themed, if we could, themed Star Wars Battlefront Xbox One. And you're like saying again, you know, and even though you like I said, you're launching new hardware, that would have been huge for Microsoft to have one of those big shooters, because shooters are still dominant. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but I think probably, you know, you have to realize that Microsoft is like this huge billions upon $billion company.
Yes.
So they've got all these internal things where they go, okay, how many people are using Snap? Oh, only 0.2%. Let's go ahead and lose that and quicken up the UI. Okay. And then they go, okay, so how many copies of this game did we sell when we didn't have marketing rights? Oh, we sold 6 million copies of Battlefront 1. Do we really need marketing rights for the second one when we're 30 million consoles behind the PS4, and it's probably not going to make much of a difference?
You're right. You know what I mean? And Microsoft, and again, sometimes I think over too much extent, they are a business. They're much better at business than Sony. I understand that, but again, I'm just talking about it as a fan. You know, like I said, I don't care about Microsoft.
Yeah, as a fan, like I said, yeah, like that's like seeing those MPD numbers. As a fan, you're like, dope. You know what I mean? Like those are bad.
Yeah.
Like really bad. You know, but they're still making money.
Right. I mean, that's
so if they're fine with it, I'm fine with it. They're giving me the shit I want, so it's hard to really be too upset about that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think we're looking at it like we're a part of the Xbox team. And
no, I'm looking at it as a fan. I mean, listen, we were riding high and mighty last generation. I miss those days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the thing you have to remember is though we've got a completely different.
We weren't riding high and mighty last generation. That's the Xbox that I want to get back to those days. You know, every time I turn the commercial on or watch them, they got an Xbox controller in their hand. Like I said, and I said this again. That meant a lot to me because I got the Xbox in 01, and it got curb stomped out by the PlayStation 2. You know what I mean?
Well, the PlayStation 2 was already out on the market and it was
already. I just missed those days. You know what I mean?
No, I agree that they need to advertise more. That I've never disagreed with you about. But it's just this whole, we're going to be aggressive in this way and that way. And if you think people hate Xbox now, just think if Xbox start acting like they that they can flaunt money because they have it and start showboating and start having that Don Matrick attitude. that's not going to fly well. That's just not, because PlayStation has already been labeled as the underdog, and people love the underdog to win. So, you know what I'm saying? So if you come out to be the high and mighty and say, well, this is who we are, we'll flex out our chests and we'll be this and we'll do cutthroat commercials and things like that, man, the hate would be astronomical.
You're going to hate regardless.
That's what I'm saying. But the hate would be even worse, because you'll have nobody on your side then. Nobody. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference with this between the generations. I know it hasn't been that long, but it's already written now, and so now Xbox has got to. I agree. They got to start showing, hey, look, you need to be happy and proud to have this system. You know what I'm saying? And I think a part of it is because they're so international that they don't want to step on toes. They want to be politically correct on certain things, but. You know what I'm saying? They need that sense of pride back on that aspect. I totally agree. Advertise, show that this is why this is the reason why you should have an Xbox One. But becoming aggressive and all that, nah, that ain't gonna work. That's not the way that the world's working. Right
aggressive? I mean, everybody's aggressive but us.
Because PlayStation's the underdog and Nintendo just does what they want to do. They're quietly aggressive.
Maybe at the start of the generation they might have been perceived as the underdog. They're not the underdog anymore. They're the juggernaut. You know what I mean?
I know.
60 million sold. You know what I mean?
I know, but people still know that Sony doesn't have the capital like Xbox does.
I'm just talking about the place. You know, who has money like Microsoft besides Apple? If that, you know what I mean? We're just talking about the video game thing there. You know, I don't know.
Well, I mean, for me, I'm happy with Microsoft's doing. I'm, you know, it's hard to really complain because as a fan, yeah, we'd like to see that. And we do these podcasts, so you got to talk about something. But I'm way more excited than I am anything else. You know, like that's just how it is, man. I'm just super excited about it. Everything they got going on. What a
question though, because someone asked me something last week. I forgot. What did it for you, Crap? Because I remember last year, you know, before the consoles got
I was disappointed with multiple things last year.
Console. No, I don't really care about Crap. You were the kind of Debbie Downer about the
new console. I was disappointed, you know, and because I got, you know, I was jumping the gun with what they were doing. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, well, this sucks or that sucks, you know, instead of just waiting to see what the whole plan was going to be. And now, like, ever since, like, they've announced the Xbox One X and stuff, they've got the best plan. They've gone back after the power. They've reinvested in their first-party studios. They've reinvested in Xbox Live. They're giving us these fantastic services and things like that, stuff that I use, like, all the time. You know, I use all these services. You know, I pay for Game Pass. I pay for EA Access. I love these fucking services. You know, they're giving me the stuff that I want. I like that I'm going to have the best place to play all the multi-platform games again. You know, I don't got to look over and say, I wonder what I'm missing out because I got the Xbox version. I can get my Chivos. I can get my, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm excited about. Like, they're doing the right things.
Yeah, this isn't.
That's what I'm happy about.
It's not going to, you know what I'm saying? This is not going to last forever for PlayStation having this dominance. It's not. It's eventually going to take its toll. And for Xbox keep doing everything that we've been asking, it's going to start resonating with other gamers out there to see, hey, but you know what? Even if it's something with backwards compatibility or just something with some special or some new game that they come out with, something is going to tip the scale. It could be the Xbox X, it could be the Xbox 2. Who the hell knows? But you know what I'm saying? The direction that Xbox is going right now is something that the reason why I play 90% on the Xbox One than any other platform that I have in this house. So
the only thing I play on PlayStation Now, pretty much, I mean, not PlayStation Now, the service, but is VR. Not to be the dead horse there, but yeah, like I play the VR. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's like a VR thing for me. Hey, if Microsoft had VR, I'd be playing that shit on there. I was actually thinking they would announce.
They just say screw it. They're not doing it anymore. Like that's it.
I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that, man. I think it might be too risky for them. They're not looking at it as like
the Vive and what's the other one? Oculus. Or we're going.
They got price breaks and stuff, yeah. But and again, those things are better than the PlayStation VR. But I'm not a PC dude. Like my PC could probably run VR, but I'm just not a PC dude. So that doesn't really interest me. I like I like the fact that a lot of the stuff that I play on VR is like mainstream stuff that I would play. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that's why I want. That's why PlayStation VR is the most successful out of all that shit. Because that's what people are just. It just makes more sense. But you know, it kind of is what it is. You know what I mean? I like enjoy that shit. What do you guys think about this PS4 Spider-Man downgrade?
It's hilarious.
Don't you guys see that article?
I
They're
think
not talking about Crackdown. That's what they don't want to talk about their own shit.
It's still probably going to be a good game. I hope it's as good as Batman, you know, the other ones. But
I don't know, man. It's got a lot of QTEs, man. I'm side-eyeing those QTEs, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I don't. This can be probably our first kick-ass, you know, Spider-Man game.
Yeah,
there's been others that are okay. I think, you know, like in the past.
Years ago, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, Dreamcast one.
I am a Spider-Man fan. I am pumped for this. Like, people are saying downgrade this or that or whatever. Personally, I don't see it. To me, I think it looks like a beautiful game. I'm not gonna get into all that bullshit. I'm gonna let the gameplay when it comes out. When I buy it, that's what's going to speak to me. Like, if the game sucks, if they don't stay true to the Spider-Man from the comics, I will let everybody out there know exactly how I feel. But until then, I am hyped for this game, you know?
No, it's cool. I'm not trying to kill your hype, but if you look at, like, I saw the video in the article that shows side by side, and they added this, like, really bad looking motion blur, and the suit doesn't look as sharp. You know what I mean? And then they again the QTE.
They better have alternate suits, man. One of the things in Spider-Man games that true kind of like Spider-Man people get into is kind of like them going in and grabbing those rare kind of Spider-Man costumes and stuff and being able to use those on your character or whatnot. So that better not be the only like outfit that they have for him.
I think they did confirm multiple suits, so I mean, I'm sure. Hey, and then pre-order it, and you get the black Spider-Man suit, and you know what I mean. Like that'll probably be something stupid like
buy
that.
25,000 Mountain Dews, get a green one.
Yeah, exactly.
I want Cosmic Spider-Man. They better have the Cosmic Spider-Man outfit. And see that I'm nerding out right now because that's my entire life. My dad was 7 foot tall, but he collected comic books. Like he was the world's biggest geek, right? So he gave me all the comic books. I read them all. I grew up on Marvel, and Spider-Man was my favorite. And I've been waiting for a quality Spider-Man game to come out because it's been such a long time. So they better not fucking ruin this, yeah.
I mean, look, I'm sure it'll probably be a good game, right? I'm just saying, like, as far as I'm concerned, multiple Sony games that they've showed at E3 have been downgraded by the time they release, you know. Infamous.
They've been doing that for years. Go all the way back to Killzone 2 and Motorstorm when those were originally shown back in 2005, and then 2006 they come out don't look anything like it.
Motorstorm.
They're guilty.
Hey, you guys are the Killzone 2 shit is hilarious. You can still find that shit, man.
Oh my god, that shit made my face melt, and come to find out what nothing they showed was real.
The first time they showed Uncharted. Remember when they first showed Uncharted where they had Nathan Drake, he's laying in the cave and he opens his eyes and everybody at E3 is like, oh my god, and then it didn't even look anything like that. Uncharted is another one.
Everybody that was the case, man. The same thing with that Last of Us 2 stuff, and the same thing with that Death Stranding bullshit. You think that's in game? They got nothing for that game right now. Nothing. Right? Yeah. They literally got nothing, man.
They can't even tell you what Death Stranding's about.
Hell, Hideo Kojima doesn't even know what Death Stranding's about.
Dead babies and man ass. That's all it is about right now.
Kojima's like, oh, what's this game about? I don't even know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucking, that shit's kind of ridiculous, you know? It's I find it funny, but you know, it's a lot of people are gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna pick it up when the PS5 releases, when that game actually comes out. Just like Shenmue 3 and probably Last of Us 2.
I want to shout out to Lethal Papa. He said, man, oh my God, the site is awesome. Man, we've been at this site. You got to swing by Big Gamer Small Talk Podcast. It's really nice. Shout out to Jay Williams, the graphics guy, man. Swing by and check it out.
J Dubs.
J Dubs. Hey, I need a new icon. I need a new icon pick.
James
He's got his own website for it. It's like gamerpick.something.com or
he's big time now.
A long way. You know what's crazy? Crap, we can leave him with today's note. You remember we used to get teased for having these comic book avatars and stuff?
Yeah.
And got social rejects and doing podcasts every Sunday? Wow.
Now everybody does that.
Yeah, things have changed, right?
Yeah, everybody does these now. Like it's a big thing because it's so awesome because you can use these on your Xbox as well.
Yep.
You know, so I think that's pretty fucking badass as well. And you know, it's always cool to have like since like YouTube and all this stuff is like not reality. You know what I mean? It's cool to have like these kind of Yeah, believe it or not, yeah.
Oh my
But-
goodness.
Yeah. Sorry, Santa Claus isn't real either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you
So,
dare tell me dragons ain't real, bro, because I'm about to
Dragons
give in 15
not real.
minutes.
Yeah, Tooth Fairy, Easter Bunny, all fake. So we got a deal. So
Man, I was talking to Tooth Fairy like 2 days ago, man. I don't know.
So you know what? It's good to be able to kind of like have these alter ego, like the albino rhino, man, thick skin.
The
That's me,
albino.
man.
Where did I look at that from?
Yeah, well, you were just like albino rhino on that. So I incorporated that. I used to have this long intro, like Master of Disaster, albino rhino, pony leg breaker extraordinaire, the king of all game related media. All it was like. I sounded like a straight up asshole, but it's so funny. So I remember next gen one time, I was like, yeah, my grandma was like, "Who's this asshole?"
Yeah, what's this asshole? Bro, he's crazy. Hey, listen, sorry. Listen, starting maybe tomorrow, I'm gonna get it together. BGST and stuff will be on iTunes, so look out for that. We working. And listen to the Patreons down there, like I said, to help us make the brand and better equipment and stuff. Support us. We need someone to go against Friday. If any volunteers want to lose their life, come next Friday in Gears, Halo, you name it, we're gonna make it happen. But we about covered everything. Game of Thrones is about to come on. Guys, hit the like button. Hit the like button. You got
give us those likes.
Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button.
As we're going live, everyone's shooting. Hit that. Even people want to take our time slot, but it is what it is. But hit there's some links. My man Chris, K Mega, Xbox, Crap. We out here. Bacon. That's it.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks.
Later.
Peace, guys. Have a good one.
See you later.
Word them up, Doc.
Game of Thrones is about to come. Let's go.
Here's a story of a man named Brady.